Don't resent people for success. Study them. Study what they're doing. Study them. Ooh, baby squash is the best squash ever. Hey there, folks. This is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome back to another gorgeous day here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. We're standing out here by the outdoor kitchen overlooking the beautiful farm that we have here, and I had a comment that I wanted to go over with you guys because for some reason people think that this is unachievable for them, and I want to inspire you today. Today's video is basically supposed to be inspirational. I hope you guys enjoy this. We're just going to talk about this comment about somebody saying, aren't you so lucky to be born into this life? Most of us poors, even those of us who got into middle class, don't own land. And I'm here to tell you, this ain't no miracle, okay? So we're gonna get right into the meat and potatoes about this. I'm gonna read this comment to you guys, and I've got several comments from people talking themselves down and talking themselves out of being able to do this, being able to build that, being able to build a farm, being able to buy land and start their own thing. And the reality is, guys, it's not unachievable for anybody. I lived in the trailer park, okay? I know what it's like. I have been dirt poor. So poor that I couldn't even go buy toilet paper. I've been that poor, guys. And this is not unachievable. So I'm going to read the comment to you, and I want you guys to definitely give me some feedback and tell me what you think. And we're going to go through a little bit of financials here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. We're going to talk about how I found this place and why it happened the way it did. And it was some luck and hard work and perseverance. I mean, hard work and perseverance has always worked. It just has. Hard work, perseverance, growing as a person, learning and building new things and building things in your mind. It's all hard work and perseverance. So this person basically told me, and this person's name is Sean, evidently. It says, aren't you so lucky you were born into a life that made you able to own land? We're going to analyze this entire comment. I was born into a life that made me able to own land. I was born in a country where I could buy land, and I'm pretty sure in most countries you can go buy land, or cities or states or wherever it is that you live. I'm sure in America and Canada and Australia and the UK, France, everywhere I guess you can buy land. I don't know. You tell me if there's somewhere that you know that's a non-third world country that you can't go buy land. I think you can buy land pretty much anywhere, but this person says that you're so lucky you were born into a life that made you able to own land. My brother, I was born just like you, not any other way. No silver spoon, bloop, no silver spoon. I wasn't born that way. This isn't family land. This is land that I bought in my 30s. This is not unachievable by any means, Sean. Next thing we know, Sean is feeling sorry for himself, and I'm going to read my reply to his comment too, because he was basically putting himself down. When you put yourself into a category that is lesser than other people, then you automatically fail yourself. You fail as a human being by putting yourself beneath other human beings. In my eyes, we're all equal. I don't care if you're Donald Trump, Elon Musk, or Nancy Pelosi. We are all equal in my mind. It's the way that you behave and the way you think of things and the way you think of yourself that makes you either successful or a jerk, or an elitist, or a poor person. I don't see myself as a poor person, and I've always worked hard, and I have had less means. I never saw myself as a poor person, even when I only made $300 a month and I lived in a trailer park. I lived in a trailer park in Utah, and basically my bills were about $350 a month, and I paid my bills and I barely scraped by. But what was I doing? I was improving myself. I had a trade. I was an electrician, and I was going back to school, going back to go to medical school. Actually, I set my mind to something, and that's what anybody does that's successful. They set their mind to something and they do it. Now, if they've had generational wealth to help them along that path, that's fantastic. But oftentimes when people have generational wealth, and please weigh in on this, you guys have seen those spoiled kids, right? That generational wealth, those trust fund babies that are getting that money that's theirs, that they earned just by being alive. it doesn't do them any favors, does it? It never does them any favors, okay? Nobody did me any favors like that. If you think hard and persevere and work hard, it pays. And that's what I want Sean to know here, okay? So let's go back to Sean's comment. Most of us poors, even those of us that got into middle class, don't own land. Everybody that I know that owns land around here are all pretty much middle class people. They're not rich people by far. They're all pretty much middle class people. I do have some wealthy friends, and I do choose to surround myself with people. Now get this, and this might be a crazy concept to you guys, and you might need to show this to your kids too. I tend to surround myself with people whom I admire and are successful, not losers. This is meant to say you are what you eat. The people you hang around with are your company. The company you keep defines you as a person. So surround yourself with intelligent and successful people. And if your friends that you have right now are not intelligent and successful, sit with them. The next time you're sitting with them, having a cold beer out here on the porch, whatever, you're thinking in your head, is this guy an idiot? Is this the kind of person that I want to be? Am I being perceived like that person? Is this guy smart? Is this guy successful? Guy, gal, whatever. You've got to think about that. You are what you eat, Sean, and that's something that a lot of people don't understand. You hang out with losers, you are in the loser crowd. Poor is not, it's a state of mind. Poor is a state of mind. Again, I couldn't afford toilet paper. I lived in a 1976 mobile home that was by the freeway in Utah. Fresh out of the Air Force, I signed up for the military. I am blessed and lucky in some ways to have my health. I am very blessed and very lucky, and everyone who has their health and not having a disability, very, very blessed. However, if you caused your own disability, meaning if you didn't have enough ambition to get up off the couch and go exercise, you need to do that. Surround yourself with successful people and do successful things, right? Okay, we're getting off tangent here. So, not saying stop producing videos. That's his next statement after don't own land, lucky you. This still educates people who might be able to use the info once civilization collapses. What this fella is doing, and I've studied up on this, guys, I read self-help books all the time, I listen to podcasts all the time, and what this guy is doing is fear. It is raining fear upon this gentleman, okay? Fear is raining down upon him because he's poor, quote unquote, and he can't get out of where he's at because he's poor, and he doesn't have anything, and he thinks that somehow you have to be there's some magic fairy that comes and lays eggs on you, and that's how you accumulate things. That's how you build a farm. That's how you do it. It starts with a dream, brother, okay? It starts with a dream. I'm going to go into the grand finale here in a second. But for most of us, that's what we're waiting for. So he basically is telling me that he's waiting. His mind has set himself to be poor. First thing you got to do is get out of that mindset. That is not a mindset for success. That's not a mindset that builds that. That's not a mindset that raises cows or raises chickens or builds a house, or that's not a mindset that grows a garden. You can't feel sorry for yourself. You can't. Sean, you can't. And I'm sorry. Hopefully this message gets to you, Sean, and gets to everyone else. This is not unachievable. I am a registered nurse. I worked my butt off. I made smart purchases. I started my first business when I was 21 years old. I was 21 years old. It was called Mr. Fix-It Handyman Services. I was always blessed to be able to do things with my hands. I took that and I went back to college and I got my degree, whether it's college or trade school. And let me tell you guys, we need trades. We need electricians. We need plumbers. We need heating and air guys. We need roofers. We need these people, carpenters, concrete workers. We need these people in this country. So college is for some people and college ain't for other people. I applied to Universal Technical Institute to become a diesel mechanic in high school. I wanted to work on cars, hot rods, engines, and I'm going to bring in some more car content here on the Stoney Ridge Farm channel. But you've got to get yourself out of the mindset of being pre-programmed to be poor. You aren't poor unless you think you're poor. You're not broken unless you think you're broken. And I think a lot of folks are sad and depressed and feel like they're hung in a rut that they can't get out of. And let me tell you where that rut comes from. Forever middle class, forever not building generational wealth. I don't have any children right now. I want children someday. I don't have any children right now. I don't know who I'm going to pass my farm down to or who I'm going to pass my land down to. I may make it a park. I may donate it and give it to the local university ag program. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But if you surround yourself with success, don't think of yourself as beneath another person. Think of yourself as a successful, enjoyable, happy person. Get yourself out of that, Sean. And here's what my reply was, and maybe it was a little bit snippy. I don't know, but I'm going to read my reply to you guys, and you tell me what you think. My friend, I climbed out of the trailer park, and this is what I do now. No better than any other hardworking man or woman, and I think that rings true, and that should ring true with everybody that's watching this. You are no better or no worse than any other man or woman, okay? Nobody. Work hard, follow your dreams, plan, be sharp, surround yourself with success, and that will help you. It will. Surrounding myself with success, this is how I found my farm. I was a registered nurse. The gentleman I bought this farm from was one of my patients. He's since passed away. His name was Clyde. What a wonderful man. The man changed my entire life, and all I had to do was ask the right question. And I asked him, do you know anybody selling any land up that way where you live? Because my parents live right over that hill right there, 15 minutes away. He said, yeah, me. And that's how I found it. It didn't fall in my lap, but it kind of did. Was it luck or was it drive that got me there? So anyway, back to my response. I don't think any hardworking man or woman deserves to be put down by someone whose presumptuous insults guide his or her way of thinking to the point of being perpetually unsuccessful. And what does that mean to you? It means that someone who's harboring hatred and resentment and hurt for those who are more successful than they are will never ever generate success. Don't put yourself down, because when you put other people down for being successful, all you're doing is making yourself look unsuccessful. If Donald Trump is richer than me, it ain't my fault, and I don't hold it against him. If Elon Musk has more money than me, it ain't my fault, and I don't hold it against him. Taking another success and holding that against them because they worked hard, presuming that they've had it all handed to them, is the wrong thing to do. It's just the wrong thing to do. Sean, right here, that's what we're talking about. Here's what I said. Surround yourself with success. Develop your work ethic, and for goodness sake, don't feel sorry for yourself. I'm a perfect example of pulling yourself out of poverty with determination. Poverty, guys. I made less than $12,000 a year. I pulled myself out of poverty, and now I'm building something wonderful to share with everyone. You don't speak for most of the U.S., and he did say that most of the U.S. is waiting for the world to collapse, and I'm not waiting for the sky to fall. I don't watch the mainstream media. I don't think that the sky is constantly falling. I don't care about every little political move that everybody makes, and we can't live like that. Our bodies, our minds are not made to live in constant fear and stress, and that is why Mr. Sean here is a product of that environment. And the product of that environment is constant fear. The big man's trying to take me down, and the big man's not trying to take you down, okay? Constant fear. You guys post comments. I know comments are firing away right now. The elitists run this country. What is it? Bill Gates is buying all this land so he can feed us fake meat. Don't eat it. If you don't eat it, how's he going to feed it to you, right? We can digest what they feed to us, the information that they give to us. We can digest that information any way we see fit. But if we digest it with fear, we will never, ever pull ourselves out of whatever situation it is we want to be in. We want to be successful. You want to own a beach house. You want to have a nice car. You want to have a nice truck. You want to have a farm, a big, beautiful farm. You'll never pull yourself out of it by feeling sorry for yourself and thinking that the sky is constantly falling. Turn that stinking TV off. Turn off your Fox News. Turn off your CNN. Turn off the MSNBC. And turn on something wholesome that you can learn from and grow. Learn how to grow squash, learn how to grow tomatoes, learn how to grow a garden. This stuff is fulfilling, guys. When my mind is on watering these plants right here, it ain't on anything else. I'm out here and I'm watering my grass. I've got to go feed my cows. When my mind is there, it's not on anything else. This news media crap is destroying our country. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's as far as I'm divulging or digging into politics. Here's what I said. You don't speak for most of us, my friend. And your poor, in quotations, is something that you decide that you want to be. Nobody makes you poor but you. Nobody makes you poor but you. And it's a mindset. Surround yourself with success. Work hard, plan, watch videos, watch podcasts on building wealth, watch podcasts on how to buy land, watch podcasts on how to build fences or YouTube videos on how to build. We live in a world of so much information that there's no reason to sit around feeling sorry for yourself. Here's what I said, nobody makes you poor. Climb out of that label and surround yourself with success, my brother. Do that. And the last thing that I want to end this video with you guys, please take this message and pass it on to your kids, your grandkids, your aunts, your uncles, or anybody else that you see that's jibber-jabbering about how Billy Bob down the street's got all them nice blah, blah, blah. Billy Bob's probably buried up to his eyeballs in debt, right? And they resent someone for that. Don't resent people for success. Study them. Study what they're doing. Study them. Study what they're doing. Surround yourself with successful people. Now, they might be successful idiots. Those are fun, right? But they're not going to be your best friends. Surround yourself with successful, smart people with good work ethic, and you will morph into the person that you want to be. I'll end this video with this. This is a quote from D.H. Lawrence. I never saw a wild thing feel sorry for itself. A small bird will drop frozen dead from a bough without ever having felt sorry for itself. Sean, I hope you understand. I hope you guys understand. There's a recipe for success in life, and there are several books that I enjoy reading. One is called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. One's called The Attractor Factor. Guys, study success if you want to be successful. If you don't want to be successful, pigeonhole yourself into that middle class, pigeonhole yourself into that poor class, pigeonhole yourself. Money is not success, okay? Wealth is not success, and stuff is not success. Stuff is just stuff. This stuff owns me. I don't own it. That plant owns me. Why does it own me? I got to water it every day, right? Your truck owns you. Your car owns you, right? Get yourself in the mindset for success. Try your very best to stay out of debt. You don't need that new $115,000 truck. You don't need it. You don't need that. Okay? That's what today's video is about. It was a response to Sean's comment. This is not unachievable. Bide your time, work hard, study, learn. That time at night when you're sitting there watching Netflix on the couch, watching some mindless show, park that mindless show. Or you're watching the news media, you're watching CNN, you're watching Fox News, you're watching MSNBC, or even the Weather Channel, which names every thunderstorm now. Cut that off. Grab a book, read it, listen to some podcasts, pop Dave Ramsey on, learn about investing, learn about being successful, generational success. Surround yourself with successful and smart people, and you'll be successful and smart. Thank you guys so much for watching today. This was just a bit of a rant, and I needed to respond to this comment. I get it a lot. People think that for some reason this is unachievable, and let me inspire you to tell you that anything you want to do in your life is not unachievable. So decide you want to do it and do it. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge Farm.